everyone, just a quick introduction as to who I am. I'm Bethany Lone and I'm so excited to be vlogging for Selfish Mother. I mean, how cool are they and how cool are the sweaters? But this first vlog really shares my thoughts on how my second pregnancy, which I'm definitely well in the midst of right now, compares to my first pregnancy, because it's hugely different in my opinion. I think when mothers come together, it just gives us all so much strength. So here goes. Number one is the size of my bump. I started showing really quickly on my second pregnancy. I was about 9 weeks and I looked at, in my opinion, a lot further along than 9 weeks in comparison to my first pregnancy as well. And apparently it's because your muscles have gone kaput anyway from the first pregnancy and there's nothing really there to hold it in, not in my case anyway, so it just kind of fills that space. The second difference I've noticed is how much more difficult it is when you've got a young child to look after already. I think the first time round, you know, I could take my time. If I needed to rest, I would rest. If I wanted to put my feet up, I could. And for as long as I liked, there's a lot less me time. I really am noticing that it's been quite grueling at times because, you know, I have a 2.5-year-old son and it's not his fault. He's just a kid. He wants to play, he wants to have fun, he's got this boundless energy that I really would like to bottle up and become a millionaire selling, and I'd love to take some for myself. I find that I never really sit down, and physically that's put a lot of strain on my body. I find that when everything's moving and loosening, I hate all these adjectives but they are happening, and I find that puts an awful lot of strain on my joints. So I've got a lot of pelvic pain, you know, back pain and moan, but I think we're well entitled to, right ladies? The third difference I've noticed is you get less attention. I think your family and your friends think, oh, she's done it before, she's a pregnancy veteran, and they think you need less help and less attention, less courtesy. I felt like I was being made much more of a fuss of in my first pregnancy, and I kind of feel like I've been left to it by a lot of people around me. Ooh, woe is me. But seriously, I do. I think you get a lot less attention, or at least in my experience. Do you find that it's the same for you? And in actual fact, I think I need more help and more attention and more ego boosting the second time around, because it is tougher. So let me know if it's the same for you. Do you feel like less of a princess? Would you like some more pampering? Because I know that I would. The fourth difference I've noticed is in myself and my attitude towards other people reacting to me. The first time around, you know, I'd never done it before. I didn't know what to expect. There were so many changes, physically, mentally, spiritually, you know, and reactions from other people. I'd never experienced these before. So when people, whether they're family, friends, or even strangers, come up to touch your stomach, I felt really invaded. And I didn't like it. I felt an invasion of privacy, like a step into my personal space. And, you know, lots of comments, definitely from strangers as well. I remember walking down the street and this guy just turned around to me and said, "Oh, not long now." And, you know, that, I wanted to punch him in the face, actually. People that, you know, feel that they can just wrap their hands around your stomach, and at the end of the day, they're touching your baby, but you are getting felt up. And what I mentioned before, that, you know, I've done this before, it definitely works on that level. I can take any comments, I can take them in the humour that they're mostly intended. I don't mind friends and family touching my bum. I just feel like I've accepted the way it is and people's reactions, and I just feel like, oh, that's what they think, leave them to it. And I brush off a lot of things that perhaps first time round I would have found offensive. So yeah, I really don't give a crap. And that is definitely a plus point. And the fifth and final difference I've noticed is carrying on from the fourth point, in how much more confident I am in everything. I remember reading stacks and stacks of books and worrying about every little detail, you know, reading every issue online, planning way in advance. And because I'm a neat freak, a control freak, and I'm super like Monica Geller style organised, I still do a lot of preparation. I've got lists coming out of my ears. I love to read up on certain topics, and I think, you know, personally, I feel a lot more confident having refreshed on a bit of information back to the newborn stages. But I'm not worried about it, not really. Of course, we all want to do a good job, the best job that we can, but I feel like I'm recapping and refreshing, and I'm getting prepared rather than worrying, am I going to do this right? Where the heck do I start? So I feel a lot more laid back about the entire situation, the pregnancy overall, being a mum of two. Of course I'm anxious, I'm scared crapless actually. The thought of going back to those sleepless nights, the sleep deprivation, you know, breastfeeding and all those things that you have to go back to. I mean, it was only 2.5 years ago when I went through it the first time, but still I just feel like, oh God. Regardless of that though, I still feel confident in it, much more confident than the first time around, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, I really didn't know what to expect the first time in anything, about anything, and this time I know how lucky I am. I'm going to enjoy those tiny days a lot more than I did perhaps the first time around. I know how precious they are, and actually I know how easy the newborn stage is. I think the toughest stage for me of being a parent so far is having a toddler. At least newborns, they just lie there. They just lie there. Wish me luck, guys, it's not long. Do you experience any of these things? Are you similar to me or completely different? Do you disagree, agree? I'd love to know what you think. Am I the only one feeling these things? So let me know, share, and thanks for watching. Bye.